So I wasn't planning on doing a video about my latest health issue, but I got an email from one of you guys the other day that made me realize that I need to talk about the things that are going on with me in hopes of helping some of you possibly save your life. So about a year ago, I went in for a colonoscopy, right? It wasn't my time because I was technically too young, but I was paranoid because the actor Chadwick Boseman, he recently passed away from colon cancer, the actor that was in Black Panther. I'm like, wait a second. Colon cancer is one of these things that if you catch it early, you can treat it, you can deal with it, and you can fix it. But if you just let it go, a lot of times by the time you realize there's an issue, it's too late. So I scheduled a colonoscopy. I go in and they found 5 precancerous polyps. And this blew my mind and completely freaked me out. And I truly feel like I saved my own life. I wasn't gonna talk about that, right? Because it's a little bit weird, right? Getting something jammed up your butt, but it was one of those things where I just kept thinking about it and realized that if my story, my experience can help one person, it's worth it, because this channel is about helping you guys live an incredibly healthy, happy, and long life. Not to mention, be sexy. And real quick, before I get into what's going on with me and talk about that, I do want to give you some of my best advice. If I were to sit down with little Alpha and be like, yo, little Alpha, these things are going to help you be as healthy as possible. But once again, it doesn't mean you're not going to have issues. But if you do these things, your chances of being healthy are good. The first tip is exercise. Use your body. But there are 3 components to health, and oftentimes 2 of them get left out by young dudes. Number 1, of course, strength training. You got to make sure your muscles are strong, but you also need to make sure they are limber, which means you need to stretch. And the 3rd component is cardiovascular fitness. You got to make sure you're working your heart and your lungs. Number 2 is don't smoke. Don't smoke cigarettes, don't smoke weed, don't vape, don't take anything into your lungs that you don't need to. Smoking is not good for you. Number 3, don't drink alcohol in excess, all right? Once in a while, once a week going out for a beer or 2, no big deal. But abusing alcohol, blacking out, drinking too much is bad. Sleep. You've got to make sleep a priority. Every single day, you should be getting 7 to 8 hours of solid slumber, not just laying in bed. I'm talking sleep. Don't sweat the small stuff, because if you're sweating the small stuff, big stuff, you're definitely sweating. And when you are anxious, when you're stressed out, when you're mad or angry or pissed off at everybody around you, it is absolutely going to destroy you. Stress will literally kill you. You've got to find a healthy way to manage it. And drinking and drugs and smoking weed ain't healthy. Drink 1 gallon of water a day. Eat right. Your diet and what you consume is one of the biggest components to your overall physical well-being and health. And if you're eating shitty, if you're eating a diet that is high in crap, it is unfortunately going to do some bad shit to your body long term. That's my list of the most important things that you can do in order to be healthy. But what did I miss? Guys, down below, what is something that you feel is going to make somebody healthy that they should do every single day? But now, let's talk about what's going on with me. So when I got the results from my colonoscopy, I went to my doctor. I said, all right, doc. I said, what else can I do? What other tests can I get to kind of just get an idea of what's going on with me? And the one that he said was, you can get a heart scan or a calcium score. It's a CT scan that basically scans your heart and shows any type of calcium buildup or calcification of the arteries. The reason why calcification of the arteries is bad is that if you have it, or the more you have, the higher your risk of stroke, heart attack, and death. Another reason why I thought it'd be good for me to go specifically is that my cholesterol is actually not ideal. All right, guys, so check it out. This is actually my latest blood lipid panel. All right, as you can see, my total cholesterol, that top number, is high. The range is from 100 to 199. I'm 223. Not crazy, right? But when you actually look at the bottom number, right, my LDL, or the bad cholesterol, is 146. The range is from 0 to 99. So basically, I'm almost 50 points high. But there is some good news. My good cholesterol is super high. Good cholesterol is from eating a healthy diet and from exercising. That's the way that you actually boost your good cholesterol. The good cholesterol, I've always heard, counteracts the bad cholesterol. But apparently, not enough. So back to the heart scan. There's basically a range from 0 to like 1,000, right? Anything over 1,000 in terms of a score, you have a 25% chance of having a heart attack like this year. Now, going into it, I was confident. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna be totally good. My buddy recently had one who I run with, Tony, and he was a 0. Most people are 0s on this score chart, right? So I go in, it takes literally 5 minutes. You go in, you hold your breath, it scans you, you leave, do the test, super quick, super easy, no big deal, right? And I'm confident, I'm pumped, I'm like, no big deal. I'm awesome, I'm healthy. And then I get a call from my doctor the next day and said, we got to change some stuff for you. And I said, what are you talking about? He goes, you were not 0. I said, really? And he's like, yeah, you're not bad. You are 2.7 was your score. Actually, let me show you the ranges. So here is basically the ranges of your calcium score. And up top, you can actually see the varying stages of calcification. All right, 0 means there's like nothing wrong. There's no plaque or calcium in your arteries. 1 to 10, low risk. 11 to 99, mild. 100 to 400 is moderate. 400 to 1,000, severe. Over 1,000, like I said, your chance of having a heart attack like now is like 25%. Anyway, my score was 2.7, which is low, but it's not 0. My fear is that it's going to continue to actually increase over the next few years if I don't modify or change something in my diet and get my bad cholesterol down. And so when I found out that I actually had some calcification, like I considered myself, like I said, to be super healthy. I literally do cardio every day. I eat healthy. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do all the bad things that they tell you not to do. And even though my risk is low, it's not 0. The thing that really kind of effed with me is the doctor wants to put me on cholesterol medication. I'm like, no, you're not putting me on cholesterol medication until I try to fix it myself. Which means I'm going to watch what I eat a little bit. I'm going to reduce the amount of saturated fat that I consume. I'm also going to start supplementing things like garlic is great for you and your cholesterol. Not to mention like vitamin K2 is good for like your heart, CoQ10. There are other natural supplementation options that I want to try in order to get it under control, because I'm a firm believer that if you catch things early, you can fix it, you can modify it. Now, if I go back and my cholesterol hasn't changed and I go back for another scan and it's increased, then maybe it's something that I need to face. But at this point, I'm gonna try to do it the healthy route as opposed to the medication route. But I also feel like that's a good option for me because I'm not like in a risky position yet. And hopefully I don't get there. Hopefully now that I know, I can modify my lifestyle. The reason why I wanted to do this video is to encourage you. If you're somebody that is worried about it, if you're thinking about your health, the 2 things I would recommend is a colonoscopy. It doesn't matter your age. See if you can have one done and then do it. If it means you got to pay out of pocket, do it. It's worth it, if nothing more for the peace of mind. The second thing is a heart scan. It was so quick, it was so easy, and it was honestly eye-opening for me. I feel fortunate that I know now, because up until this point, I thought, nah, man, I'm good, right? Apparently I'm good, but I might not be if I don't change or modify some of my lifestyle choices or habits. The other thing I'd recommend, every single year you should be going in and getting blood work done in a physical. It's about identifying your personal baseline, all right? Where are you? And then in a year, check. See what's changed. See if you need to modify anything. Because guys, I'm telling you, if you catch things early, you can fix it. But if you don't, you're fucked.